We do want to give you a quick look at some of the issues we'll be discussing tonight. Reporters from the Alaska Dispatch News and KTVA 11 have assembled the talking points in this short video. Let's take a look.
Not sure on where you stand on Prop 1, the effort to repeal the state's current oil tax structure? Here's where to start. First, most of the money for our schools, roads, public safety, and other services come from oil production, about 80%. Yet, for decades, we've wrestled over how best to partner with the oil companies, and the debate goes on. There's a constant tug-of-war between the state and the industry over how to split the profits. Oil companies say they want stability and predictability. The state needs the cash to pay its bills. At the heart of it all, our state constitution, which says Alaska's natural resources are to be managed for the maximum benefit of its people. What tax system does this best? As voters, we must decide whether to keep the new tax structure created by Senate Bill 21 or go back to ACES. Governor Sean Parnell dubbed SB 21 the More Alaska Production Act, or MAPA, when he signed it into law last year. It replaces ACES, Alaska's Clear and Equitable Share, a tax policy embraced by then-Governor Sarah Palin. It passed the legislature in 2007. SB 21's goal? To give oil companies enough tax breaks that they'll produce more oil in Alaska. Opponents think the tax cuts went too far, that Alaska is giving away its oil and future revenue, with no guarantee it'll pay off in the long run. Alaska faces a serious cash flow problem because the flow of oil has been shrinking. In 1989, North Slope production peaked at 2 million barrels a day. Right now, it's about a fourth of that. This year, the state budget was in the hole by almost $1.5 billion. Massive revenue shortfalls are expected to continue. So the big question, is there a sweet spot in which Alaska gets its fair share of the profits with enough tax breaks to encourage the industry to produce more oil? Squeezing those last drops out of older fields and bringing new fields online is expensive. There are also a lot of unknowns. Oil prices, production volume, costs of getting the oil out of the ground and to market all affect the bottom line. These same variables make it hard to predict which tax system will work best. People on both sides of this debate read the tea leaves differently. Those who like ACES point to its progressivity, the hallmark of this tax policy. It started out with a base tax rate of 25%, but as oil prices went up, so did the tax rate. Taxes were also calculated monthly, so the state could rake in the cash during sudden spikes in price. But oil companies said it made it hard for them to predict how much they'd earn. So if SB 21 had been in effect during the 7 years we had ACES, how much would it have brought in? Opponents say $8.5 billion less. ACES was in effect during a period of high oil prices. SB 21 supporters say under lower oil prices, SB 21 is a better deal for the state. SB 21 has a base tax rate of 35%, higher than with ACES. Supporters say when oil prices drop, the state might actually collect more money than it would under ACES. Also central to the current debate, differing views on how tax credits work under the two systems. Are they carrots to get oil companies to bankroll new development, or do they simply allow them to invest their profits elsewhere? Voting yes on Prop 1 overturns SB 21 and restores ACES, a higher oil tax rate. Voting no keeps SB 21 and its tax cuts in place.